I want to start a new form of government. I want to create cities. Like, I'm within the generation that built things in an emulated world and was told to my dopamine receptors that I can do this. I can create. YouTube is a tool of education. The absolute #1 problem for everything is going to be education. That is a statement that is contorted. You know, if you're in nature and you're dying of fucking, I don't know, dehydration, education isn't going to save you. Water will. I know, I understand that point, but you get what I'm saying. We need to create intelligent, perfectly formed, articulated, exquisitely information bombs. And I hope I can succeed in what I want to do. I hope I'm not digging myself a massive hole. I hope I don't become a hermit in a year. And I hope I don't kill myself in a year. I hope I am able to care about everything I care about. I hope I'm able to follow through on my dream to finish what Disney started. It was the last dream that he had before he died. It was to create a better society on an actual city scale from the ground up. There was a lot of flaws in the project, but Epcot is possible. Luigi, thank you for doing what everyone has been thinking. I don't think that we should be endorsing necessarily violence. Yeah, duh. But you killed someone who's a terrible person. Morality might be on this sliding, slippery slope scale, but because they will have more votes. But that grace period between them birthing that kid and the kid becoming aware of the world, we have that time to prepare genius plans of positively indoctrinating them into intellectual conversion therapy. Hey Harrison, yeah, I just want to let you know, while I am trapped in this absolutely insane reality that I've become disillusioned to, and I might as well try and fix it. That's what I want to do. I want to try and fix this place because it is terrible, and it's also insane and exciting, but I live in a place of privilege, so it's kind of easy to enjoy the view. And I don't want to be able to enjoy the view. I don't want to feel shame and guilt for who I am and for what I have. And I don't have a ton. I don't have an insane amount of power in this world. So I don't feel immense guilt, but I do. And I live in Portland, Oregon. Dox me. And yeah, it's not great. The streets are depressing, you know, and I have no like negativity to put on these people who are struggling because it's not their fucking fault. You know, you make a few bad decisions in life, but I don't think that you should be you should end up in that situation because people who make plenty of bad decisions don't end up in that situation. And it's just societal neglect, and there's like hundreds of billions of reasons that go into that. And I think there are some really cool things that are happening right now, and this is going to be a hot take to the 1%. But Luigi, thank you for doing what everyone has been thinking. I don't think that we should be endorsing necessarily violence. Yeah, duh. But you killed someone who's a terrible person. Morality might be on this sliding, slippery slope scale, but if this guy, the CEO, is genuinely a good person, hypothetically he was going to change the company for the better and fix it from the inside out, and he's been this awesome person who's genuinely good, right? It doesn't matter, you know? The point is the message. The point is the situation. He was killing anyone. I can almost guarantee, just off of assumption, that any CEO could have walked by and he would have shot them. He was waiting for any of them. He knew that there was a meeting gathering there so they can talk about their amazing profits this year. He was probably ready to be like, okay, that's one of the CEOs. Dead. Oh, it jammed. Poo, poo, poo. Do it again. Bye. Remorse is pretty hard to come by in a situation, you know? And he written in his manifesto, you know, there's going to be bad feelings around this, and I'm sorry to the family who's going to have to deal with this, but I don't, whatever, you know what I mean? It's just, yeah. So who the fuck am I? Why do you care about me? Why are you even here? Why are you not watching? I want to fix this, you know? My medium is film. I want to become a filmmaker. I am a filmmaker. I want to create things that matter and that move because, you know, my effect on reality is going to be a commentator. Commentation can go a long way. And I don't mean commentation as in like reaction YouTuber. I mean, hopefully the scale of an A24 production house with the mindset and visionary aspects of Walt Disney, the original Disney, not current Disney. Epcot, you know, the experimental prototype community of tomorrow. His vision needs to be followed through with. Let's replace the government with a new system. I mean, like, at this point, French Revolution, take over the government. Like, where's our 100 Luigis triangulating a fucking like January 6th, but smart people. I don't want violence, but I feel violence. I think it is pretty easy to feel violence if you look throughout all of American history and world history as well, but if you look through all of American history, it is built on violence. When the king is not doing their job, you replace the king, right? And this violence has been notoriously one-sided. Wherever the line of morality is, it has been immoral, and I don't like it. So this channel, Kilonova, is for me and my partner. This is our second channel. This is our more casual channel. We want to be more shorter production time on projects, quicker, more immediate impulses, creative endurance, learning to create long-term with no necessary over obsession with quality, you know. And then New World, our second account, is where we want to have a semi-resume format, you know, like these are our projects. These are our important things. So we don't want to drown New World, our resume, out with this, where I'm talking to a camera and it's not important relatively. I want to document our rise. I don't want to stop. I have considered death plenty in my life. So I don't really have another route. Yes, I can see realities where I don't do anything. I can do what I see others doing. You know, I can play video games and zone out and die in a box of just not doing, consuming, letting it happen. We have a revolution on our hands. Every generation does, but the one I am a part of right now is pretty cool because it's relevant to my ego. Things interest me in this revolution. I want to help it, you know? And I'm new to this YouTube thing. Antonia is way more new than me. And so I'm able to project through her what she's seeing. And then it kind of makes me uncomfortable because I'm like, whoa, yeah, what am I doing here? So I think I'm gonna pivot, and I'm going to. It's not that I'm changing my exact creations, but I'm going to pivot mentality-wise. I would like this to be a documentation of us getting to our goal. Me and Antonia would like to change reality for the better. I'm not going to speak for her particular philosophies or approaches that she has that's slightly different from mine. But our end goal is practically mirrored. Creative expression for all. You can convert this into the similarity that the freedom of speech has. But freedom of full creative articulation, full emotional articulation, representation, no matter where. Make everyone feel seen. Psychopaths as well. I have nothing against that. I see myself in them. I think everyone should. Everyone should empathize with everyone. No matter how terrible the person is, it doesn't matter. You are not going to understand yourself, the world, or a killer if you don't let their ideology to wash over you and you soak in it for a moment. If you are truly opposed to someone else's views, embrace their views for a week, and if you can exit those views, then there is a stronger chance that you disagree or they are wrong. This is something I have proposed to some people I've had arguments with. And it seems to be something that scares others because there's that fear in the back of their mind that what if what I'm thinking is wrong? What if I leave my echo chamber and I don't go back? That means I've been wasting my time. I've been wasting weeks and months and years thinking this one thing that turns out to be wrong if I leave the box for one moment. Okay, that's scary. Get over it. Lovingly. You know, like, always seek more. Always seek something, you know, if it's broken or if it's working, always seek something better, you know, and the definition of better is so, you know, subjective that creates problems. But, you know, we can work on our intuition, our morality, and our understanding of the world. That's something we can work at. There are no laws of pure nature. Capital T truths are always going to be a fantasy, but we can try. And in this infinity that we live in, this just obvious nihilistic reality that we're living in, if it's a game, if it's an organic thing, a flower, whatever the fuck reality is, this whole, all of it, I decided I'm here. I am a resident here. Okay. Make the best of it, because you might as well. One thing that has terrified me, quite honestly, is a kind of accidental, I don't know how many grams I took, but very strong dose of shrooms. Albino penis envy, to be exact, which is an exceptionally intense strain. And it kind of just amplified my perspective of everything. I started falling asleep because I was having a panic attack, basically, of taking like I was overloading. So it started blending into my dreams, and that night I died. You know, like I genuinely thought I experienced death. And then when I started coming out of it, I was telling Antonia, who was also at a very high dose, but she was a lot more stable than me, I was genuinely terrified because I wasn't out yet, but I was coming out, kind of. And I was like, I don't I think I broke my brain. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to go back, and that terrified me. But it turns out I'm here still. So, you know, I could talk about shrooms for hours, but generally pro psychedelic. Like, just imagine if we gave Trump a medium dose of shrooms and put him in a room of all the people that he loves and he hates, and all of them have the same dose. They would, I almost guarantee you, they would stop doing the insanely ridiculous things they are doing. I mean, even the CEOs of places and companies and institutions like United Healthcare. What they're doing is they don't want to do it. They're under some spell, some obsession. You know, it's the same as like before I cut off weed and before I cut off competitive FPSs like Valorant. Those two things had an insane grip on me. I empathize with those people who are in power, like Elon Musk and whatever the fuck the guy who just got shot is. They are bewitched by something. And, you know, I can't blame them. I don't know what it's like to be in their position. I don't know what it's like to see reality like a chessboard in the way that Elon Musk is. Maybe he's right. Maybe he's doing everything perfectly to get us to the next fucking planet, you know? Or it's going to be like, you know, the ending of Don't Look Up, which is a fantastic film. Where it's just the billionaires that leave, you know, just the 1% that get to leave and reproduce on the new planet. And we were all just pawns, you know. I don't think that has to be the only route. So I hope that's not his plan. But I mean, just on that exact topic, my perspective of Elon has been just plummeting. I'm trying to stay neutral-ish, but he is making it very hard to give him the benefit of the doubt because his behavior is becoming childish and cringe. Not in a cool way. I love cringe. But it's becoming like just you know, you just observe, look at the timeline of what he's been doing. There's a lot that's going wrong. You know, it was arguable at first, like probably a year or two ago, it was arguable, his actions. Now it's becoming like just what is going on in his head. Anyways, that's done with that topic. I want to create a better world. I want to start a new form of government. I want to create cities. Like, I'm within the generation that built things in an emulated world and was told to my dopamine receptors that I can do this. I can create. I have a hair of the resources that would be needed to get that on a creature that has like a billion hairs. But if we all work together, there's nothing stopping this from happening. There's nothing stopping us from literally overthrowing the government, overthrowing the 1%. They are, just like a YouTuber I very much enjoy, vulnerable human bodies with explodable heads. It's funny, and it's ironic, the videos, if you know the reference. But the point that makes, without the violent perspective on it, they are going to die there is a grace period between them having a kid and that kid becoming smart enough to oppose the parent. So if these shitheads have kids, keep reproducing, because there's a lot of people on certain spectrums of the world that reproduce more than other spectrums of the world. And it feels like certain people are stressed out by the idea of kids because they're aware of the world. So they're less likely to have more kids. So they're waiting until it's the right time to have kids. And then there's this other side where they're excited to reproduce because they've been convinced by whatever institution that they should be having kids. And this is the way of a God character in their head. The people that are producing more kids are going to have more power because they will have more votes. But that grace period between them birthing that kid and the kid becoming aware of the world, we have that time to prepare genius plans of positively indoctrinating them into intellectual conversion therapy. YouTube is a tool of education. The absolute number one problem for everything is going to be education. That is a statement that is contorted. You know, if you're in nature and you're dying of fucking, I don't know, dehydration, education isn't going to save you, water will. I know, I understand that point, but you get what I'm saying. We need to create intelligent, perfectly formed, articulated, exquisitely information bombs. TikTok is training the general public to be able to intake information quickly. It's lowering our retention, whatever. I don't prefer that app. I don't go on that app, but I have a semi-equivalent, which is YouTube. Even though it's longer form, I still have that lessened retention. But the benefit of that is if you just follow that guideline, people want to be convinced. Marketing tactics, psychology, blah, blah, blah. They want to learn things. They want to be convinced. If you can make a very concise delivery of information, people listen, people understand. Outside of this little thing, you can have a bio that lists all of your references and information. Have it there. It gives you credibility. Have those references have references. You know what I mean? Have a research team. We have free time. Okay? If you play one less match of a game that takes an hour, or you spend an hour less doom scrolling, and you instead just put a little bit of extra time in your life to helping maybe research something for someone else, or you produce this yourself, just spread intellectual information. Sophists, people who, I have a vague memory of what this means, use intellect and information to misguide others. A fantastic example of this would be Ben Shapiro. Oh, all hail the genius facts guy. If you overcrowd his facts with better facts that, by the way, are not too hard to fucking find, you win the long-term battle. He might convince 10,000, 20,000, a million people of his flimsy, dumb shit. And he might have a few good points here and there, but if 80% of them are brain-dead articulations of kill the left or whatever stuff that he comes up with, if you overcrowd that with an argument that is more substantial and intellectually sound, it's gone. He loses credibility. It just happened because he made the argument that the killer, Luigi, is causing the left to rejoice over a man's death. No one gives a fuck about this CEO dying for a fucking reason. Okay? what was it, like 90-80% of his community, Ben Shapiro, immediately turned on him because they're like, what are you talking about? This is nonpartisan. This isn't about left and right. This is the top versus the bottom. I haven't seen the movie, but the platform seems like a pretty solid allegory brought out in a visual film medium to something that I want to make. Not that film, but you get what I mean. I want to make activism and education invisible in storytelling. I don't want it to just be dramatic. I want it to be perfect and engaging and interesting. I love spectacle. I love art. I love animation. I love everything in detail. But the reason I want to, the reason I'm motivated to, is because I want people to be smarter, you know? And you can do that subtly. If you were one of the weirdos on public broadcasting station, you might have grown up watching, I don't know, I mean, this isn't part of that, I think, but like Blue's Clues or Fetch with Rough Men or Word Girl or any of these kid shows that had like subtle teaching in them. And then there's a plethora of them that are all fantastic productions if you just look at them with an open mind. Empathize with your younger self. Rewatch some of those. It's genius. I'm glad I was indoctrinated by smart people. Smart, creative people. Smart people, creative people. Thank you. You know what I mean? I want to do that so fucking badly because these kids, like Luigi, what was it? The CEO of United Health. And he has a wife and 2 kids. Oh, no. They're being raised without their shithead dad? Oh. And then there's the argument, hypothetically, he was a good person trying to overthrow the shitty corporation that it currently was. I don't care. They are now without the dad. Good. Maybe they should look up and see the 80% of the world fucking hate, maybe more than that, hate his father. Laugh at it. Maybe they'll look up and realize, wait a second, we just dodged a bullet being raised by that. We just dodged a bullet being funded by that. That silver spoon would have twisted our brains. You know? Those are going to be our Batman and Robin. I don't know who the fuck the kids are, but if they could educate themselves in this situation, they could become behemoths of change. I have no idea who they are. But I hope they pay attention to what just happened to their dead dad. I don't have a dad. He died when I was 4. Fell off a fucking cliff or jumped. Who knows? The point is, who cares? You can live without a dad. So many of us do. So many of us do. If they left, died, whatever. Boo-hoo, your dad died. He's, what was it, $20 million? Sorry, but yeah, $10 million a year, or $20 million a year? And then the company itself is what, like, well, I don't remember, it was like $20 billion in just, what, 2022 or something? I don't know the numbers. It's that or higher. Profit. Those kids have a silver spoon because someone's dead. Dozens of thousands are dead. The kids were spared of that moral weight. They were going to be 30 years old when they realized their entire life was built on the backs of dead people in the same way that America was built off the backs of slavery. Do you know why? There is, like, please fact check me on this, but what was it, 1897 or something, there was a fucking book, best-selling book, published by a German immigrant. Fact check me, please. Go find this information yourself. Who published a book saying, by the way, I think black people are an inferior race. So, here's what we do. We make health insurance something privatized that you have to pay for. And these poor, uneducated people who have been neglected by society, asterisk, will die out naturally without help. because they are genetically inferior. And this convinced high people up, generations. And that's why the United States, one of the reasons, we've tried previously to fix this, but that is why there is this generational string pulled through that is oppressing anyone people with money don't like. And this has backfired because guess what? Guess who's also now genetically inferior? Everybody who's poor. And who's poor? Everybody. Fuck, man. So if you're still listening, hi. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen, because I would like to have a following. I would like to help guide. I would like to be a voice. I would like to be helping in any way, in the same way that Luigi is. Oh my God, are you kidding me? I empathize 100% with him. Hot take, I empathize with the school shooters who are upset at society. Shoot me. Don't. But do you understand why? I bet you do. Yes, it's twisted and sad that shootings and death happens. It's been happening since the beginning of time, okay? We're in the dark ages still. We're still killing each other. For what? Because we don't understand ourselves. You know how you understand yourself? Empathize with other people. You see yourself in them. They are you. We are us. Kids are us. And film is a machine of empathy. That is why I want to make film. Not because I want to make money, not because I want to make hypebeast videos about my friend's cool car, or what else are we doing with filmmaking these days? Fucking TikTok dances? No shame on you. I don't know. The point is, I'm saying I'm superior to everyone for my reason to make film, to make storytelling, to convince people to care about life, reality, and other people through extremely good film. And I don't want to settle. Every project I make, I feel shame for. I have made almost 2 projects by now. Right out of high school, I made a film with my co-director and friend, Quintana Jones. We're not really in contact that much anymore, but she's a cool person. And we made a film together on a whim. Our first thing. We just did it. We didn't know how to use a camera, but we had, well, we did, but we had people around us that were willing to support and help with us. And it took me like a year to love that project. But it worked. It's good, honestly. And the project that we've been working on for the past fucking 9 months on and off, me and Antonia, has been a goddamn struggle. Because it's not as massively high production as Bird and Louise was, relatively. It wasn't massively. Bird and Louise, you know what I mean? Okay. It's just, there's a lot of things that make it harder to create because I'm struggling to pull something out of my brain. So I feel like I'm going to hate it. But I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of people who love it. And that's the weird relationship a creator is always going to have with their creation. So hopefully this will be a good first step. I hope this first film will be a good first step. And I hope I can succeed in what I want to do. I hope I'm not digging myself a massive hole. I hope I don't become a hermit in a year. And I hope I don't kill myself in a year. I hope I am able to care about everything I care about. I hope I'm able to follow through on my dream to finish what Disney started. It was the last dream that he had before he died. It was to create a better society on an actual city scale from the ground up. There were a lot of flaws in the project, but Epcot is possible. So if you want to support that path being formed, I don't really do much else in my life. So if you are able to support me mentally, that would be very heavy to me in a good way. My brain craves attention, and I think that is a result of the generation I have been born into. I am working with that. I am aware of it. I accept it. I'm sure I will cringe at this video in 24 hours, or in 3 years, or in 10 years. But that's what living is. It's pretty cringe to not kill yourself. It's pretty cringe to kill yourself. Everything is cringe. If you want to check out the rest of this channel, we have, what would it be, this direction? This is a recent short film me and Antonia made. It's not great. People liked it though. Read the description of it if you want to see what went into it and why it's not great, but why it's good. You know, it's original, at least, ish. Kind of cliche, I don't know. I'm not like 100% proud of it, but I think it's not bad. It's a rough cut too. I was just like, it was sitting in my fucking folders for like over 6 months, and I was like, okay, fine, I'm just gonna wrap up the last 2 scenes and just throw it on YouTube, rough cut. It's unfinished, whatever. Oh, and then over here, it's probably gone by now, but over here was the video diaries that me and Antonia do. Basically, it's been once a week ish. For like 16 diaries. They span from 20 minutes to an hour and a half, and they're basically us just documenting our thoughts or an activity we're doing, and then how we feel, and also how our projects are going. And they're going to be reformatted going forward into a more concise and interesting and less raw footage format. And I'm excited to put a little bit more effort into them, because the 17th one, I got to start innovating. And they've all been randomly different here and there. They're just formatically different, whatever. But if you want to check those out, go for it. The next one that's coming out, Video Diary 17, will be better quality. We got new equipment, okay? That helps. But also, that motivates me to want to make things better. But also, it's going to be cleaner, more interesting, I hope. And honestly more passionate. And one of the main pivots, like I did in the beginning of this video, I said, hi, Harrison, I don't know what I said, it's my name. The point I want to stay strong with is they are not podcasts. They are not format for preach. They are diaries to our future. I want to be able to look back at these. That was one of the main reasons we started them. I started them, I've been pushing it mainly. Antonia likes them, she supports it, and she'll talk about her perspective on it, but I'm the one that's organizing most of it currently. She has other projects to focus on. So they're for us in the future, because I want to be able to look back and see what Harrison on December 10th was thinking, What was he thinking at 8:03 p.m. on December 10th in 2024? Now I get to know what was happening right now. Because this Luigi Mario guy killing a CEO is history. This is an extremely massive event. Trump becoming president again is an extremely massive event. It's insane. And it's made a massive impact in all of culture. And I will likely forget that this happened, because it won't be on my mind 24/7 like it is now. In like 20 years, 30 years. I'm hoping this will stay up, I set up a NAS back here with like 40 terabytes of storage. I'll have them all on here too. But on YouTube, I would like to keep them archived. I want anyone to be able to look at this. I want anyone to be able to judge me. You know? Say what you will. Do you not like me? Do you like me? Do you think I'm stupid? Do you think I'm smart? Do you agree with what I said? Was the controversial statement about empathizing with school shooters triggering to you? Talk about it. What do you think? What do you feel? I want to talk to people. Pretty isolated guy. I got work and home. That's where I exist. And in my home, I do actual creative work. I have a capitalism job because I need to. Anyways, well, this has been a fun little rant. Bye.
No, don't show that. It's not great.